Hey everyone, so welcome back to my channel. So I feel like I've changed a lot ever since I moved to Paris last September. So I thought, why not do a video about all of the habits that I have picked up while living in Paris, because there are a lot of them. Ever since I had to come home for the quarantine, the habits that I picked up suddenly became really obvious to me. If you're someone who is moving to Paris soon, maybe you will experience the same changes once you move to Paris. By the way, I'm going back in July. Paris vlogs are coming, no worries. I'm going to be back soon in the city. I just have to take care of some stuff first. Also, before we start, just please make sure to subscribe to my channel and like this video if you feel like it. That really helps me out a lot. Thank you! Let's start. Okay, so the first habit that I have picked up while living in Paris is jaywalking. It's not really the best habit to pick up. It's also not the safest one. The problem is that Parisian people just don't seem to care about the pedestrian lights. So basically, if there are no cars on the road, they will just cross, which is like super dangerous. So don't do this at home, kids. You cannot really do this at home, but do not do this. It's super dangerous, but it's just such a big thing in Paris. Like, they just don't care about the pedestrian lights. I honestly don't know how people are capable of driving in Paris. It's just a mess. There are pedestrians everywhere. Like, it's on another level. It's crazy. I think that I have picked up this habit after like 2 days of living in Paris, because you're just kind of like, well, if everybody is crossing the street, even if it's red, then why am I the only one still waiting here while everybody else is crossing? So I mean, it makes sense, but still, it's really dangerous. And obviously, do not copy this. Just be safe and take care and watch out for the cars. Okay, so the next habit that I have picked up while living in France is looking down while I'm walking. So if you have ever been to Paris, you have probably noticed that there is dog poop everywhere. You just kind of have to get used to looking down while you're walking if you don't want to step into dog poop. So every time now, even when I'm back home in my home country and I'm walking, I'm still looking down, like scanning for dog poop. I have like an inner scanner, like specifically for dog poop. It's a skill. Okay, so the third habit that I have picked up while living in Paris is being very patient with paperwork and administration processes. So everybody knows that administration process in Paris takes ages. It doesn't really even matter what you want to do. If it requires paperwork, chances are that it will take like at least 2 weeks. I think that the best thing that you can do is just to accept the fact that this is how it is in France, because there's not really anything that you can do about it, and complaining will get you nowhere. So I think that the best thing that you can do is just to accept that these are the rules in France. There are some good things, there are some bad things about France, but this is definitely something that everybody knows. On the right side though, I think that this definitely has made me more patient and more accepting when it comes to dealing with paperwork and with administration. And now every single time that I have to do something that requires paperwork in my home country or somewhere else and it gets done in like a week, I'm so surprised. I'm like, oh my god, like so fast. That's so nice. This has just made me a more patient and accepting person. You just kind of have to deal with it and just accept it. Okay, so the next habit that I have picked up while living in France is to say hello and goodbye all the time, no matter where I go. I'm not sure how it is in other countries, but in France it's actually considered really impolite if you don't say hello when you enter a space or a store. It's considered really rude if you don't say hello. No matter where I am, every single time that I enter a space, I automatically say hello. Obviously, I don't say bonjour in like back in my home country. Even if no one is going to say hi back, it's still nice to like acknowledge the presence of other people and the workers there. That being said, I have also noticed that I became a lot more rude and impatient when taking the metro. You know what I just said about becoming more polite and patient while living in France? That doesn't apply to when I'm taking the metro. Every single time that I take the metro in Paris, which is like every day, hello, I don't have a car, I automatically switch into survival mode and I'm just like, I need to get to my destination. I don't know if people living in Paris would agree with me, but I just feel like the metros have these dynamics to them, and if you don't follow the flow and the rhythm of the people, someone will step on your feet 100%. There are just so many people taking the metros, and I'm sure it's the same in every big city, but since I'm talking about Paris, it's just a habit that I have picked up. Even when I'm back home, there are a lot less people living here, and every time I'm home, I'm like just really fast and rushing and just like it's interesting. Okay, so the next habit that I have picked up while living in Paris is saying French filler words all the time. So I'm currently taking driving lessons, and the amount of times that I am saying oula, putain, hopla, I think that just comes from the fact that I'm living in France and this is what I hear all the time. It's really funny. My instructor probably thinks that I'm borderline crazy, but one thing that I have also noticed that ever since I moved to Paris and moved to France in general, every time that I'm talking in my native language, which is Hungarian, I mix up words like crazy. I say things that don't even make sense. I say sentences that are not even correct. I'm sure it's like a problem of bilingual people, but it's interesting. Okay, so the next habit that I have picked up while living in Paris is taking more time to enjoy my meals. Also, I spend more time preparing my meals ever since I moved to Paris. In France, at a lot of workplace, lunch break is usually an hour up to 2 hours, depending on the place. I think that in France in general, we just put a lot more emphasis on the meaning and the importance of enjoying our meals and spending time to catch up with people. I think that it's just a nice way to de-stress and to kind of just like slow down for like an hour during your busy days. I think that more people should follow the French example of dining together and enjoying the time to eat your own food. Okay, so the next habit that I have picked up while living in Paris is wearing more black. I'm curious if other people have noticed this, but personally I think that people in Paris wear a lot of black. I'm also wearing black right now, I just noticed. Actually, I wore a lot of black even before moving to Paris, but ever since I have moved there, I feel like it's just like my daily look. Like this is pretty much how I look every single day. Cannot wait for summer. I don't know why, but I just feel so comfortable in black. I know that black is not officially a color, it's still my favorite color, and looks like Parisians agree with me, so yeah. And so the last habit that I have picked up while living in Paris is no shopping on Sunday. In general, in Europe, there are not many stores that are open 24/7. In France, in general, most stores and banks and shops are closed on Sunday and on Monday too. Every time I have to do grocery shopping in Paris, I have to do it before Sunday, so I usually do my groceries on Saturday. Even when I'm back home, I just have the habit of not shopping on Sunday, even though stores are open on Sundays here. Sunday is just kind of like a day for relaxing and chilling. So I think that this is the end of this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope that it was interesting and helpful in some ways. Just again, please make sure to subscribe to this channel and like this video if you have enjoyed it. And yeah, I will see you soon. Bye!